NIO CEO said that in the next 2 years, it will be the elimination phase of the new energy vehicle race here in China. In the past 5 years, more than 480 automobile companies here in China have gone bankrupt. There are only 40 left, and they are dying off at a rapid pace. It was just recently reported from within Hi-Fi, according to DCAR, that Hi-Fi is unable to pay out the salaries on a normal basis. They have to resort to delaying salaries and canceling bonuses, telling employees to make ends meet. In the past, Hi-Fi has denied these rumors that they are going under, but it turns out that this time it has been confirmed. And the management team, in a last-ditch effort, is taking measures voluntarily to cut their own salary pay in order to preserve and survive. Ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, war is going on, and we're seeing a rapid shift in the market here in China. Not only are new energy vehicle companies dying out, but also traditional automakers that don't adapt to the changing environment. Japanese automakers here in China for the month of January only delivered 65,553 vehicles, down 33.7% year over year. They are rapidly being replaced by BYD, Geely, and all these other guys. Funny enough, the store that I used to go to, the NIO Service Center store, next to that is a Tesla store, and next to that is an XPeng store, and next to that is a BYD store that used to be a Nissan store. They are getting wiped out of the market here in China, following the exit of Mitsubishi. But if we look at deliveries for some of the other guys, Geely in the month of January delivered 213,437 vehicles, up 110% year over year. Great Wall Motors delivered 104,030 vehicles in the month of January, up 69% year over year. BYD delivered 201,493 vehicles, up 33.9% year over year for the month of January. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're seeing right now is these automakers like BYD, Geely, and these guys, they're moving into the new energy vehicle race with their brands, and they're able to build them much cheaper and much more cost efficient with more profit margin with better specs than most of the other new energy vehicle makers, forcing those guys to go under, taking away their business. So for most of these new energy vehicle makers that are still around, all right, and are actually doing decently okay, all right, for example, NIO, XPeng, etc., these companies are forced to adapt. For example, what XPeng is doing, they hired a lady that used to work for Great Wall Motors as the CEO to become the CEO of XPeng, essentially. And they made very strict cost-cutting measures for supply chain and also for their sales channels. For example, making their cars not direct to sales, but, for example, going for dealership model to cut costs. Companies are taking measures to ensure that they can survive on the onslaught of these other companies like BYD, Geely, and these guys, all moving into their market with better cars, with better specs, and cheaper price. Now, what has NIO done in order to ensure that they can survive in this competitive marketplace? Well, NIO has done something quite interesting, and that is to, instead of competing directly, but become allies, competitive allies with these companies. And the CEO said it very well. Becoming competitive allies is the word that he used with Chery, Geely, Chang'an. All of these guys, they are still competitors. Make no mistake about that. They're still going to be fighting for sales. But instead of going the hard and tough and stringent route of cutting costs, they're pursuing the way of licensing out technology, battery swap technology, to essentially guarantee that in the future, even if Geely steals the sale of a NIO, if that car is a swappable car that can do battery swap, NIO still gets a little bit of the profit from the sale. It's a win-win situation either way. This kind of fair competitive measure that the CEO has implemented is a very healthy way for the whole entire EV market to progress forward. And whilst there's a lot of talk about NIO going under, bankruptcy, all that kind of BS because they're burning a lot of money, make no mistake, NIO is doing all the cost-cutting measures that they need to be doing, and plus guaranteeing future income via these partnerships to essentially ensure survivability. There will be more and more new energy vehicle companies that go under. Hi-Fi will not be the last of them. And you got to understand that this is sort of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The lower that the sales get, the worse that it goes, fewer people will want to buy your car because they're seeing that nobody else is buying your car. Why should we buy your car? Whereas the opposite also works. If everybody's buying your car, then it's a popular car. It has the vote and confidence of a lot of people that we should also get that car. That is why those companies that have very good sales increase over the past couple of years or months, we're seeing them get even more sales increase because everybody thinks that this has the vote of confidence of many people and we should also get that car. So even though if Hi-Fi manages to get through all of this, I think their reputation is already destroyed with all these negative news. Do you dare buy a Hi-Fi car right now, knowing the troubles that they're going through? Do you dare do that? I would not dare buy a Hi-Fi car right now. What about the customers doing research? Maybe they wanted to buy a Hi-Fi car. They're doing research and they're saying that, oh, they're struggling to pay their salary. They might think twice about purchasing a Hi-Fi. So it's definitely a self-fulfilling prophecy. And in this instance, more sales leads to more sales, less sales lead to less sales, and ultimately your demise. Guys, this is the problem of charging. You see, I'm parked over here. I want to use this charger, but the cable isn't long enough. Look at that, huh? It's not gonna reach the charging port. What the hell, man? So I gotta use one of these chargers over there. Ugh, and it's heavy as hell, man. So I gotta use this one. Let's see if this one's gonna reach. I think this one can reach it. Yep, this one can reach it. I haven't charged in quite a while. This is sort of like losing my charging virginity. Yeah, there we go.